can understand where a lot of people who are still living in fear are situated, what they're experiencing, and what they're seeing out in the world and how it's affecting them. The reason I'm saying this is because those of us who have started to get in touch with our authentic selves and we're awakened and we can see what's going on, sometimes we, just from past experience, we're hesitant to actually speak up and speak our truth. Would that be true? Yeah. There's been times where people have been, well, a lot lately, been people ridiculed and attacked and put down. Okay. The important thing through all this is our connection with Spirit. Forget everything else. Okay, and if you can come back to that connection with Spirit, it means you can keep moving forward and keep speaking your truth. Okay, because ultimately that's what's important. So tonight, this story, I hope, will inspire you to start looking outwards. And if you're still in the process of maybe coming to your own authentic self, these are actually guidelines for you to actually speed that process up as well. Okay? All right, so what I'll get you to do is just close your eyes and listen to the story. Okay? The following story has been shared and passed down in preparation for a time when the world has become so disconnected and fractured that the people would be living in fear. Warring between people, stealing and greed, illness and deception, all because of our complacency and disconnection from Spirit. That time is now. When the world was younger than it is today, the people were blessed with a life of plenty. Their home was a verdant valley, fertile and vibrant, bordered by 2 mountains and a river. The people thrived and life was easy. The chief was a wise man and guided his people as best he could. However, as life was easy and plentiful, some of the people became complacent, lazy and selfish, and lost their connection to the Great Spirit. This created a division in the people, and life became harder. One day, the chief was given a vision from the Great Spirit. He was shown a time of intense fire and the shaking of the earth. He understood that only if the people could become united and move to a safer place over the river would they be able to survive. The chief called his 3 sons to him and gave them the task of scouting ahead to find a way to safely over the river. Each brother was renowned, named and honoured in their community for their unique abilities. The first brother was Truth. He was unable to speak a lie and always spoke truth. The second brother was Trust. He was totally trusting of the Great Spirit and his own abilities, that he could weather any adversity by bravely trusting Spirit. The third brother was Patience. Much loved by the community, Patience was well known to be able to work patiently with everyone. No matter how bitter, frustrated or angry other people became, Patience could see only the good in people and waited for and encouraged them in themselves. The 3 brothers travelled a great distance to reach the river. It was deep and fast, and they searched for a way across the river, but could not see a way of crossing. In a clearing beside the river, they rested and considered what they should do. As the sun reached high in the sky, Truth gazed upon the river and realised from the way the water flowed that just beneath was a stony ledge that could be used to ford the river. Leaping excitedly, he told his brothers he had found a way. The 3 brothers knew that the stone ledge beneath the water was not visible, and many of the people would be fearful to cross. They worked together to form a plan to safely cross the community. As the brothers returned back to the village, they noticed that a great fire had started in the distance. They hurried to reach the village as the ground also began to shake. Calling the people together, the brothers told them that they had found a way to a safer place. The people began their long walk to the clearing, but it was becoming dark as they arrived. On seeing the deep rushing river, the people cried out in fear and anger, "We cannot cross here. We will be carried away by the river and drown." Truth spoke up. "There is a way across. I have seen it. Just below the surface of the water is a ledge. We can all cross safely. I will cross to the other side first so that you can see that it is safe, and I speak truth." Trust spoke next. "I will cross to the middle of the river and help everyone make it to the other side. I will trust in the Great Spirit to allow me to remain strong and sure in the middle of the river and break the flow of water in the deepest part." Patience said, "I will wait with the people on this side and help and encourage them to cross safely to the middle." Truth crossed the river, but as he got closer to the other side, it was becoming too dark to see him, and the people cried out in fear. Truth called out, "I am safe and I have crossed. I will keep calling out so that you know the way." Trust started out across the river to reach the middle. At the middle of the river, where the water flowed the fastest, he firmly stood tall and braced himself so as not to be washed away. As the water hit him in the back, it sprayed up and around him, and the people could no longer see him. They were fearful he had drowned. Trust called out, "You cannot see me, but I am here. I will guide your way." Patience began to help and encourage the people to enter the river and cross. Some listened to Truth and Trust and bravely crossed following their voices. They listened to Truth and found Trust in the middle. As the flames came closer and the ground shook, some of the people were fearful and untrusting. They cried out and angrily pushed away the helping hands of Patience. Some of these people spoke up and declared the brothers were lying and only wished to harm them. Some of these people spoke up and declared that they should hide in the caves of the mountains and they would be safe from the fire and the shaking. Patience quietly spoke to them, "I know you are scared, but this is the only way to peace and safety. Listen to Truth calling out to you on the other side, safe and away from the flames and the shaking. Look out there to Trust, who is breaking the flow of the water to make it easier for you to cross." Taking their hands, Patient led the fearful ones out to Trust. Trust took their hands and led them over to Truth, safely crossing to peace and safety. This is a story of the way showers. Only through speaking truth, showing trust, and being patient can we guide others to the inner knowing of Spirit and the Creator. This is the way back to connection. As a way shower, are you speaking truth? Are you showing trust? Are you being patient? Or, if you are being shown the way, are you listening to truth or reacting in fear? Are you being shown trust or turning away in fear? Are you attacking and pushing away patience in fear and anger? Aho.